Whoa, whoa. This is the video that you're gonna wanna watch before adopting that cute little puppy that you just saw online. There's some things about life with a puppy that you're gonna wanna remember, and some are obvious and some are, well, not so obvious. 5 things to remember about life with a puppy. Let's go. Oh, and this is my friend Noodle. Say hi to the people, Noodle. They're right there. Come on, let's go. Whether or not you're a seasoned dog owner or new to the idea of having a canine companion, you still might find this video helpful because there's certainly things that you're considering as just part of the deal when it comes to dog ownership. And then there's other things that you're probably not thinking about, which are still certain to impact you. Come on guys, let's go. I hope to help you remember what living with a puppy is like so that you can make the best decision and really know what you're getting yourself into. And if you decide that a puppy isn't for you, then we're gonna talk about the best alternative. Whew, this is a hill that I'm walking up. Out of breath, need to exercise more. A little background. I'm not a dog expert nor claim to be. I'm just an average guy. I used to foster for a rescue organization, so I've also had the opportunity to experience lots of different dogs in my home. And most importantly, I've been there twice, just recently. Hey guys, say hi to the camera. Okay, so one of the first things that you're going to want to remember is that a puppy may have a tendency to be a bit louder than your average fully grown adult dog. Now, this can vary depending on temperament and breed, but I liken a puppy in a way to having a baby. Now, I understand they're 2 totally different things, but in some ways the same principles apply. A baby only really knows one way to communicate. If the baby's excited or anxious, they're often gonna cry. Or if that baby has soiled itself and is feeling uncomfortable, it's likely that's gonna let you know by crying. Well, a puppy is similar. It's gonna let you know by either barking or whining. So if that puppy's anxious or excited, it's probably gonna let you know by barking or whining. If that puppy is hungry, it's going to let you know by barking or whining. If that puppy has soiled itself and is feeling uncomfortable, it is probably gonna let you know by barking or whining. And eventually, you'll come to distinguish what the different barks or whines mean from your puppy, as well as the puppy begins to learn what it can expect from you. And over time, as this puppy gets closer to being an adult dog, usually the excessive barking subsides. A puppy is a whole lot more likely to experience separation anxiety. That pup's world has probably been shaken up at least a couple times before it's come into your home. And whatever environment that it was in prior is probably pretty dissimilar to where it's at now. So give that pup an opportunity to grow accustomed to its current surroundings. Again, it's really important that that pup gets time to learn what it can expect from you. And most of the time, separation anxiety can be overcome with both patience and consistency. Speaking of dog crate, there's the obvious thing to remember. Yeah, there's the obvious thing. You're gonna have to get used to the idea of having a cage sitting in your home. Now, I understand lots of people are against dog crates, and truly, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Probably a bad metaphor to use in a pet video. Your puppy basically thinks the whole world is a potential chew toy, and it's really up to you to show them what they can and can't chew. And as a result, the safest thing for you, your pup, and most certainly your things is to apply the crate training method so that your dog can be in a safe space when it's unsupervised. This needs to be balanced with both time inside and outside of the crate. And this is part of the reason that dog ownership takes effort. And ultimately, a crate is not to be a 24-hour dog sitter. I find that crate training is one of the best mechanisms for both housebreaking and house training a dog. Inevitably, if you bring a young puppy home, there's going to be a point where that puppy has an accident inside of the crate. And one of my pieces of advice is to have a plan of attack for when this happens, or you could end up with a lot more mess on your hands than what's actually necessary. So have a strategy for when the dog soils themselves inside of the crate, and trust me, you'll be glad that you did. We all know that housebreaking is part of the deal. Training our dog so that our dog doesn't leave happy accidents inside of our home. But one of the things that we often forget is exactly how small a young puppy's bladder is. Again, you have to remind yourself, a puppy basically thinks the whole world is its potential toilet, and you have to teach it differently. The housebreaking process is exactly that. It is a process, and not only is it going to take your puppy time to learn, but it's also going to take time for your puppy to develop the bladder control to be able to hold their pee for reasonable lengths of time. One of the ways that we can help alleviate this is by monitoring and controlling our puppy's water intake. And you'll start to recognize patterns, and these patterns can make it really helpful when it comes to the housebreaking process. Hey, will you pull Noodle back to you, Jory?
You just lay there. Yeah.
Building expectations based on comparison to a previous dog, whether or not it's a dog from your childhood or a dog that you recently owned, it's just setting yourself up for disappointment. True, you can increase the likelihood of certain traits by breed selection. However, specific behaviors are not guaranteed. And I promise you that if you just give your new puppy the chance to shine, that they'll have some characteristics that are advantageous to your lifestyle that perhaps your previous dogs haven't had. You just have to give yourself an opportunity to get to know them and give their good qualities an opportunity to shine. Okay, so you've decided some of the things that are required for dealing with a new pup are not for you. Are there alternatives? Yes, of course there are. And the first alternative is that you could get a previously trained puppy. There's lots of programs out there that allow you to buy a puppy that will then in turn go into a program with a dog trainer. Now, this isn't a perfect solution, but it's definitely a way to get off to a great start. I'll elaborate a little bit more on this one in the video that's soon to be up there. And then there's another alternative, which I think is an especially great alternative, and that's getting a rescue pup. A dog that's perhaps been in someone else's home and maybe has already received some training. Both of these methods are great methods to finding a canine companion other than just bringing home your standard puppy. There are lots of advantages to bringing home a new pup. It's the closest that you're going to be able to get to starting with a truly blank canvas. You get to minimize the amount of environments that that puppy has been exposed to before coming into your home. Also, starting off with a new pup puts you a lot closer to knowing things like where that puppy came from and how old is that puppy really. And most importantly, it's an opportunity for you to start training that dog from square one. Nevertheless, bringing a new puppy into your life can provide you with a wealth of advantages, and just it's such an enriching experience that I don't even necessarily have the words to describe. So I hope this video was helpful, gave you some things to think about. Thanks a bunch for watching. Until next time, fitness and beer.